women be out here creating super niggas in their mind. They don't even be looking at the niggas right in front of them. That's the difference between men and women. We see who here.
Right.
Women down here think it's a unicorn nigga with long dick and a lot of money and a weekend house, and this nigga write poetry and can draw, and he a thug and he can fight and lift weights and don't eat pork. You crazy? You gonna meet this nigga with a lace front on?
That's how I'm being perceived.
No, it's not you. It's the people who call me. We see them.
He has 7 kids too.
Before your 2 children?
No, he had 3. Yeah, he had 2. Then my daughter and his 3rd child with the other baby mama are the same exact.
This is only in the hood.
You have any children?
Yes, I have 3.
All by the same man?
No,
How many men?
3.
3. Have you ever been married?
No,
No. So you say you took some time off of work. How are you paying your bills?
I had somebody saved up.
21 years young. You have any children?
I have 3. I have a 12-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 10-month-old.
How many men you have children by?
3.
32. Okay, since we got there early, how many kids you have?
I have 5.
You have 5 kids, girl? How many men?
5 men.
It's ridiculous. It's obvious what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Look, man, I had to react to this video because the comedian Karlous Miller sat down with Kendra G. I want to say it like the BET Awards or something like that. And they got into a semi-heated, semi-contentious discussion where Karlous was giving her critiques on her show and why he felt like the women on her show were delusional.
He ain't lying.
And I just gave you an example of 2 of the women that popped up on her show. But I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. Cue the intro. Welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm back, you gold taxes.
If this is your first time finding my channel, the name of my channel is in the intro. Who am I? I'm Uncle L. You call me Unc for short. Why? Because I'm old as hell and I'm somebody's uncle. And I'm that uncle that tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Rest in peace, Pops. Yeah, today I had to react to this one because Karlous Miller is one of my favorite comedians of the new generation. He's a Southern boy, just like myself, Southern man, just like myself. And his humor is similar to my humor. You know what I mean? He got that something about the South, you feel me? He, I guess, got caught on the red carpet or something like that at a BET event or something. I don't know the specific details, but he did an interview with Kendra G, the young lady that used to be a radio host in Chicago, but now hosts a very successful dating show, and she runs her own dating app. With all that out the way, the exchange was funny to me because it illustrates the problem that a lot of men have dating these days. Women just don't listen to us. This man is gonna tell her exactly what it is, and every step of the way, she's gonna say, that ain't what it is. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but if you would, give me a like, give me a sub, give me a share.
Tell me what y'all think in the comments.
Help! I'm trying to get the 1,500 subs, y'all. Shout out to my day one subs. And shout out to my new subs. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. With all that out the way, let's get into the content.
That's how I'm being perceived.
No, it's not you. It's the people who call me. We see them. First of all, if you calling and you got an Android phone and your background all orange and fuzzy, you don't see nothing but your chin in the ceiling. Ain't nobody.
And if you got them dots in the ceiling,
Okay.
Your refrigerator is white.
Let me say this. Now, yes, there are some women who may overreach for what they are qualified for, but men do it too.
A bullshit.
bullshit.
And I think y'all don't spend enough time on the men who can't get the girl that they really want. All y'all want to do is talk about the woman who y'all think is delusional, who is not going to get this guy. And let's just say she doesn't get that guy. How does it affect your life?
It doesn't.
Okay, so why are people so passionate to the point where they're trying to break down these women? Yes, they might not close a deal with the guy of their dreams, but it won't affect anybody but them.
You be giving them false hope.
I don't give be real. No, here's the deal. I don't give false hope because this is what I do. If a woman tells me, we'll use the money category because that's where I see it a lot. Right?
They don't even have money.
You're broke. You're fucking poor.
Poor, penniless, bankrupt. We've got to have money.
So, Nana, you say you took some time off of work. How are you paying your bills?
I have some money saved up.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
39. What you do for a living?
I do her on the side. I'm not employed. I'm not on nobody's clock.
How you pay your bills?
I get child support.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Well, you keep it real, child. Okay. How many kids do you have?
I got 7 kids.
Hell no. You must be out of your goddamn mind.
7 kids. All right. How old are your 7 kids?
I have a 19-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 16-year-old, and my last 4, 6, 3, 1 just turned 2 today, and I have a 5-year-old.
A 5-year-old. Okay. How many men?
6.
What? What the fuck?
And this is a type and caliber of women that continuously call her show. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some that do make money, but those chicks have their own flaws. What I'm talking about is the majority of women that call her show. They're just like the women that I have displayed so far. Matter of fact, let's throw a couple more in here.
I'm used to Texas. How old are you, boo?
I'm 28.
28. Okay. Do you have any kids?
Yes, I actually have 5.
Okay. How old are your 5 kids?
I have a 10, 6, 4, 2, and a 10-month-old.
Damn!
How many men?
2.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
I have 2 boys.
2 boys. How old are your boys?
7 and 4 weeks.
7 and 4 weeks. 4 weeks?
4 weeks.
Girl, you didn't have sex yet.
No, I can't.
What the hell? You looking? Your vagina ain't even healed.
Closed.
How you looking for a new penis?
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
These are the women that he's talking about. This is what Karlous is talking about. But let's get back into the content.
That's what I'm saying. You can try to eliminate people based off shit they don't have.
But listen, but here's the deal. Sometimes they do have money. It's 2 categories.
Okay.
There's the category of the woman that really does have the money, so feels as though I make $300,000. It only makes sense that I get a guy that makes $300,000.
No, it doesn't.
But we're gonna
That's
break.
crazy. If you make $300,000, you should get you somebody who make about $45,000. So now your $300,000 look like $1 million.
I hate to stop it again so soon, but what Karlous is directly describing is how men date. Men date across and down. Men are hypogamous. Women date across and up. They are hypergamous. A woman will date someone that has the same thing that she has or more. Oftentimes they won't date down unless that dude got like a big assets or he's a pretty boy. You understand? Men, we're not as picky when it comes to personal assets and education and stuff like that. All we require is that you be cute, you nice, you take baths on a regular basis, and you were born with a vagina.
Damn right.
I'm old school like that. I like my women born with vaginas. I mean, call me crazy. Let's get back into the content.
Listen, that's the mindset of the guy, because what guys do, they're trained to be providers. So listen, you make.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are.
We are not trained to be providers. We did not know we had to come out here and provide. Y'all told us y'all had some shit already.
So many black men in the comment section saying, oh, you have all these high demands, but what do you bring to the table? Good question. Studies have shown that black women are the highest paid and the most educated.
Wrong.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
I myself graduated with my associate's degree at 18 and graduated from college with my bachelor's at 20 with a degree in communication sciences with an emphasis in speech and language pathology.
don't give a fuck, Keisha.
I live on my own, have my own car, make about $70,000 a year, and don't have any kids. So I'll never ask for what I can't offer.
I don't need no man.
Wait a minute now. This is not true. If a guy has $300,000,
he don't want somebody who needs something.
Well, hold on. That's not true because if a guy has $300,000,
I have $300,000.
Okay.
I don't want a motherfucker who needs $300,000.
No.
He's got a point.
Why do so many women today say they don't need a man?
Because we're independent as hell.
If a man has friends, doesn't want kids, hires a maid and hires a prostitute, why would a man need a woman?
But you would choose a girl over, like, let's say a girl is fine and she makes $50K, and then there's a girl who you don't find fine that makes $300K. You're gonna choose the girl that is fine that makes less money.
Who said that?
Okay, so you'll choose a girl that makes $300K?
Absolutely, because I can find another bad chick that make $50,000, but I can't find a decent one who making $300 all the time.
Now, this is where I disagree with Karlous a little bit. Of course, he can go after the woman that makes the $300K because he is by modern metrics rich. He's not like wealthy, like super rich, but he got money. So the fact that he has money means he can be a tad bit more selective than the average man. The average man ain't looking for a chick that's the average working class man now. He ain't looking for a chick to make $300,000 because we know the attitude that come along with them type of chicks. We're looking for a chick that's nice and affectionate. I gotta tell you, men don't really care what you make. What we really care about is you ain't a burden to us.
That's the fact, Jack! That's the fact, Jack!
You know what I mean? Now, if we like you enough, if you're pretty enough, we'll take on some of your burden.
Maybe.
but there's a threshold involved. You know, it don't matter how pretty you are. If you got 6 kids and by 7 dudes, ain't no man that's worth a damn finna try to take that on. No. I digress. Let's get back into the content.
Okay, so what's the problem then? Because I have a lot of those girls who do very well.
Every day, more lies.
Who are looking
They
for
lying. Do you understand? I can call you tomorrow and say, hey, I'm Karlous Miller, successful comedian. I make $11 million a year. I need a woman who makes $13 million. You ain't gonna use your resources to be like, okay, ladies, if you don't make $11 million, don't call in tonight. You don't give us the same provisions that you give them.
I think, Karlous, you're kind of not representing right, though, because
now since I'm saying what you don't want to hear, I ain't representing right.
No.
By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
There's things that you're saying that you agree with, but what I hear a lot from men is when they make a certain amount of money is not important because you don't want to be a provider, but a lot of men feel like this. If I make $300K, I need a girl that's going to fit within my lifestyle, who's going to give me the most peace. I hear peace all the time from these very successful men. You know what, let's take it off the women. Let me get to know you more so I can understand, because one thing also too, dating is very individual. It's like a hand of spades. So that's the problem with the internet. They make rules for the masses. You have to play your card to the best of your ability, and there's so many different factors.
I don't think the internet is a reflection on real life, though.
I agree with you. I agree with you because what happens is there's a moment when people now can look in other people's lives. So now a girl who has probably a good guy that could take her to Applebee's for her birthday, that's not good enough because she saw
she can take herself to Applebee's.
She saw Keisha go to Spain, but no.
You don't do what Keisha do. You don't deserve what Keisha deserve. Keisha did some shit that you didn't see on camera. Keisha a freak. Keisha a squirter. Keisha make $400,000 a year. Keisha put that dick behind her ear like a lit cigarette. Keisha don't be giving a fuck. I can't be looking at what everybody else doing, saying, hey, I deserve this because me and Keisha was friends in 7th grade. Keisha is doing the most.
I thank you.
Now, although I kind of disagree with how he put it, I agree with his point. There's a lot of average chicks that are 4s and 5s that have been fooled into thinking that they're 8s and 9s, and they feel like they should get the outcomes of an 8 or 9.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is utterly ridiculous. You don't measure up. That's like a man who's broke and lives in his mama's basement, 50 pounds overweight, got a small little eggplant, talking about he deserves Victoria's Secret models. The level of delusion is equal. That's what women sound like when you're a 4 or 5 with 5 or 6 baby daddies, your body's blowed out, you're overweight, you got a huge fupa, you got double chins, you got lunch lady arms, your fingers look like fat ass Vienna sausages, talking about you deserve a high value man.
Get the stepping!
You sound just as foolish as that fat guy that thinks he deserves a Victoria's Secret model. So although I agree with Karlous on a sentiment, how he put it is, I kind of disagree a little bit, but I feel where he's coming from. Let's get back into the content.
Okay, but now there's a couple of Keishas who still don't get wiped up. So explain the
That's
one that...
because them Keishas got 4 or 5 kids.
How old are your kids?
I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Both by the same man?
No.
Hello?
Oh my God. Hey, Kendra.
Hey, what's your name, honey?
Shirley Ann.
Shirley Ann. Shirley Ann. So Shirley Ann, Georgia, Eastman. How old are you?
28.
28. You have any kids?
Yes, I do. I have 8.
What? How old are you?
28.
You have 8 kids that you gave birth to?
Yes, ma'am.
You gave birth to 8 kids?
Yes.
They still talking about, oh, men ain't shit. It's you. It's you.
Karlous.
Your baby daddy don't meet none of your qualifications.
Okay. Some of these things can be true, but I need you to give, no, here's the deal. I need you to give the same energy for the men who also want women that they don't qualify.
You're not looking for men. I'm telling you, men, we are using the bad men as bait. We're throwing them out there on the front line. Yeah, deal with all them that y'all ain't gonna like. Because when you get over here, you need to know that, hey, you can talk to them like that. You can't talk to us like that.
And Karlous is 100% correct. And he's also describing why the average man doesn't date these days. Okay, so the average man ain't got a whole lot of debt. Might be a homeowner, might not be. Either way, he doesn't have a lot of debt, doesn't have a lot of kids, doesn't have a lot of negatives going for him. The dating market is filled with overweight women who have 1 to 5 kids by 1 to 5 dudes. If they don't have that, they have thousands of dollars in student loan debt. They have thousands of dollars in credit card debt. They have high car notes with high car insurance. They have high rent or high mortgages. And then they expect a man to step into that and take on part of the burdens that they've accumulated and collected living their life because they feel like that's what men are supposed to do.
Are you crazy? Or just plain stupid?
No. Women want men to be traditional while they are modern. They want us to do what our grandfathers did when they don't want to do what our grandmothers did. They want us to be the men that our grandfathers were when they're not the women that our grandmothers were.
How about new?
And the more I look at social media, I'm starting to think that the grandmothers really weren't shit either. But I digress. This is a quick little reaction video because I found it amusing. It illustrates how a man can say exactly what it is and exactly what he wants from a woman, and a woman will argue with him every step of the way. If you would, give me a like, give me a sub, give me a share. If you got something that can help me improve,
tell me what y'all think in the comments.
With that said, I'll see you on the next one. Toodles!